He wants to decline it. Looks like Matt Patterson wants to decline the penalty, and he wants the down. So he'll take the 3rd down and 13, which makes sense. The guy on the box, come on, move the box. It's the slowest chain crew in the history of chain crews. So it's 3rd down and 13 now from the 46 of Buckhorn. Lieburn in the gun. Lieburn takes the snap, rolls to the near side. Lieburn will dump it, has a man complete, but he's tackled at the 40-yard line of the Bucks immediately. Making the tackle on that play was Jordan Edwards. And that'll bring up a 4th down, but it is a much more manageable 4th down, and we'll see what Rich Dutton wants to do here. It looks like he's going to go for it here on 4th down and 7 from the 40 of Buckhorn.
Yeah, I agree with that call completely.
3 receivers to the far.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another episode of the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford. Scott Tyson here in our 97.7 ESPN The Zone studios. And welcome into the final week of the regular season. Next week at this time, we will be underway with the playoffs, round 1 of the playoffs. And just when you thought that all the playoff positions and all the playoff lineups are set, nope, think again. We have got some playoff berths up for grabs tonight, and it's going to be an interesting night. No, we don't have region games, so take, for instance, in Class 4A, Region 7 and Region 8. All right, we already know that Madison County will travel to Deschler. Westminster Christian Academy will travel to West Morgan. That we know. But in Class 4A Region 7, Brooks, Central Florence, and Rogers are all still alive for a playoff berth at the end of the night. So here's what needs to happen there. This is just one of the regions. Brooks, to make the playoffs, they need to win, plus have Lexington beat Rogers, West Morgan beat Haleyville, Colbert County needs to beat Sulligent. That is how Brooks gets into the playoffs. Rogers, to do their part, they need to get the win over Lexington. So we're going to keep you updated on that battle tonight. We're going to keep you updated on some of the scores going on there. We've got plenty of games going on across North Alabama. Let's get you updated on some of the partial scores that we have for you right now. Tennessee score, Coffee County 34, Ray County nothing. It is Decatur over Scottsboro. Both of those teams are headed to the playoffs. Both of them are headed, though, in different directions. Decatur will head on the road for round 1 of the playoffs. Decatur's going to travel to Fort Payne. Scottsboro's going to be at home for the first round of the playoffs. They're going to entertain Brewer. Russellville, they're going to be playoff bound next week. They're at home tonight, taking on Athens. Russellville's going to welcome Boaz next week. Wilson over Lawrence County, 13-7. Madison Academy over Westminster Christian Academy, 28-7. Fort Payne over Cherokee County, 21-9. Hartselle, they're headed to the playoffs. They're a number 1 seed. They're up on Bob Jones, 28-10. That is in the third. Fife over Sylvania, 21-14. Fife has rattled off 14 straight points. They were actually trailing in this game at one point. They are now up 21-14. If you remember last year, Sylvania gave Fife everything that they wanted. This one came down to the last minute last year. Crossville, Geraldine, no problems with Crossville tonight. 42-0. Asbury, Woodville meeting tonight. Guntersville and Albertville are meeting, and this is the state's oldest rivalry, the longest running rivalry between Guntersville and Albertville. Guntersville on top, 28-0. It's Mars Hill Bible, the top-ranked team in Class 3A over Linden right now, 21-0. Page over Lincoln County, 38-3. That's a Tennessee score. Randolph over Fairview, the last score we have there is 21-7. We'll drop in on that game. Pisgah over North Jackson, 12-6. It's Rogers over Lexington, 27-12. Buckhorn Grissom, homecoming for the Grissom Tigers. They're going to round out the season. Buckhorn headed to the playoffs next week, so they're trying to fine-tune that playbook. Struggling tonight are the Bucks. They're trailing 13-10 to Grissom. Plainview over New Hope, 22-13. It is West Morgan over Haleyville, 34-18. And I bring up Haleyville because Haleyville needs, I believe, to get a win. Yeah. No, actually, Haleyville is going to be in the playoffs. They're actually going to be at home next week, but they are either going to get Cherokee County, Aniana, or Etowah, all 5-1 in region play. Somebody in that group there is going to be the 3 seed. Someone will be the 2 and as well. And someone will be the 1, 2, and 3 seed up for grabs. Oh, John Paul II over Elkmont, 28-6. Etowah over Southside, 28-20. Brewer over Danville, 35-0. Brewers headed to the postseason next week. Let's see. Those are some of the scores that we have. Don't have any. A little too early to get finals in now, but we do have a lot of games in that third quarter range. Tell you what, let's dip in. How about we dip in on our first game of the night? Let's go out to SportsMed Field. The Randolph Raiders are at home tonight taking on Fairview. Let's drop in Austin Coletti, Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN, the Zone 3.
The way they're running this ball. 1st and 10. High snap. And a flag's going to come in and stop play.
Probably procedural against Fairview.
Right now, Randolph needs anything to stop the momentum of Fairview, and they get it. False start. David Clary going to check out of the game. He's going to sub in for Matthew Terry, who, again, just a towering figure. He's got to be one of the tallest players on the team.
And so that's a good break for Randolph. They need to take advantage of this defensively here.
Oh, boy. David Clary is in at right end. Let's just say this. The left guard and left tackle on his side, much bigger.
Well, Clary, he has a big heart, man. And as I told you, he's played several different positions. He's a senior. He'll do whatever it takes to win. His parents are here tonight for senior night, too. And his mother does a great job supporting the program. So good for David Clary to get in there on defense.
Hand off to Jones, comes to that side, and immediately busts through. He's going to get to about the 30-yard line, call it 31, and that's going to make it about 2nd and 3 after an 11-yard carry on 1st down.
Yeah, Park Strickland on the tackle as he's back in there on defense.
And this run game is just starting to shred through like it did last week. Jones again off tackle to the right side. Flag comes in. 2 flags come in. All right, so hold everything. This play might be coming back. Please pardon the pun of the word hold. Fairview already backing up. As it is coming back. So there you go, holding on Fairview. Back them up to the 38-yard line of Randolph with 7:22 to go in the third quarter. Aggies trail it by 2 scores. Your Raiders ahead 21-7, 7:22 to go in the third quarter. Although Fairview does not look like they're having any trouble whatsoever despite the penalties moving the football. As they're going to hand it off to Jones. Up the middle he goes. And I think if the referee is not there, he's gone.
Well, Connor Goodson had to hold on for dear life, but another really good push by the offensive line. And Carson Jones has continued to carry the mail for Fairview as he gets another Aggie first down.
I think they're going to stop to measure the spot of the ball, and they're going to go ahead and say first down as he got it to the 27-yard line, it looks like. They go ahead and move the sticks across the way. Boy, right now, Drew, if you are the Randolph defense, you got to find a way to stop the run.
Yeah, I mean, it's 26 left, 26 right, 26 up the middle. You've got to find a way to get off some blocks and make some plays.
Snap goes up high. Flag comes in before the play is snapped.
Got to be on Fairview again, another procedural penalty. They've been their own worst enemy, really, on this drive.
It's the only thing that has been wrong on this drive.
Yeah, it's the only thing stopping them is themselves. Fairview's running game has been pretty lethal thus far here in the second half.
And just from the eye test, Fairview doesn't seem to be the team as physical that Priceville was a week ago, but still the fact remains their recipe has been the same, which is just run, run, run right at the Randolph defense and wear them down over time.
Yeah, no doubt. And the Raiders, as we said, resting a lot of guys.
Yeah, that too does not help things. Handoff goes to the back, Carson Jones. And he's going to take this one to the 23-yard line in between the sticks on second down.
Graham Beatty with the tackle, but another really nice push. Carson Jones, big night continues.
He's got it 2nd and 5. Handoff, now he's going to take it to the right side, brought down by Thomas Cruza. Down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That's close to the first down needed.
Well, and the one thing we do have is a fast-moving ball game because, again, the Fairview is doing this, just queuing up clock with this running game.
Under 6 minutes to go in third quarter. And a mixed-up handoff, and Caden Hall is going to take this carry. And if forward progress is going to get him to the 16-yard line, he's got more than enough for a first down.
That'll be a first down Fairview, looks like, as their running game continues to move the sticks. Randolph trying to stop them as they go fast.
And now a stoppage of play as Randolph is going to call timeout. Give this defense a break. They very well need it. Well, certainly this is something, Drew, that Randolph is really going to need to clean up. Come the first round, you've got to find a way to stop the run. Again, you're not going to face the team that is Priceville in terms of their physicality and their effectiveness in the running game. You really wouldn't have to see that. To what we believe would be the fourth round is when you'd have to see either them or the Dessler Tigers. But still, the fact remains you've got to find a way to stop the run game.
You do, but you don't have George Jennings. You don't have Finn Dwyer. You don't have William Collins. You don't have Grayson Davenport. I can go down the list. They don't have a lot of guys. I mean, this is a roster of about 50, and when you start losing that many starters, it's very difficult to replace them. And not to mention Eli Isbell, who's their best down lineman. He's been out since the Westminster game. So again, now Luke Miller's done a great job, but as we've said, he's really stepped in. But that's another player that you've lost. So that's why Fairview. But these are Fairview's backups too. So they're playing well. They're running the football. And really, with the way this drive's going, Fairview has used up almost a quarter and a half just on 2 drives. And they punched the last one in. Right here, Randolph needs to find a way to either.
All right, it's Austin Coletti, Drew DeArmond. We were listening to Fairview and Randolph. Fairview on a long drive. We'll check back in on that one. How about Madison Academy and Westminster Christian Academy? Steve Moulton, Glenn Leard on the call there.
Now the 40, so it'll be at the 45 of Madison Academy. So it'll be on the Mustang side of the field when they mark it off.
Yeah,
that's why I was thinking ahead about an onside kick opportunity here for the Wildcats.
Well, it looks like they're spotting it at the 40 right now.
Well, wait a second.
What's going on?
Why don't they? Yeah. One of the side judges has moved the ball up. Okay. We could have hummed along with Sweet Caroline for a minute, but
yeah, that's what I'd rather be doing.
They'll
grief.
Put it at the Mustang 45-yard line. Beware of the onside kick.
Absolutely.
And we are snuggled up at our own 35. It's a 35-14 lead for the Mustangs. Let's see what Westminster Christian decides to do here. They are indeed attempting an onside kick. It pops up into the air, right into the arms of A.J. Rice, the 10th grader.
That's his last name is the 10th grader. A.J. Rice is his first name. And I get it. No, I'm not.
I'm thoroughly impressed with A.J.
I know what you mean. And that was just, everybody knew that was coming. And it was not a bad onside kick.
It popped up.
It had the pop you want.
Crehan in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers set on first down. Hand off to Williams. Bounces it out right side of the line and then driven down at around the 35 for a 5-yard pickup for Josh.
Where that flag was thrown, I got to think that the unsportsmanlike was called on the coaches or the bench or something.
Yeah.
It was deep. The players that would have been riled up were actually in the end zone, and that flag was thrown on about the 35.
2nd and 5 for the Mustangs from our own 35. Back to pass Crehan. Here comes the blitz and the bubble screen, and well defended by Westminster Christian. Mario Brewer is down back at the original line of scrimmage. That's back to the 30-yard line. That's a loss of 5, and it's 3rd and 10. And all of a sudden, momentum starting to swing towards that visitor's side. But it just takes one big explosive play to swing it right on back to the home side.
Yeah.
4 wide receivers set, need to get it to our own 40 to continue this drive. Crehan looks left, has time, steps up in the pocket, flings it along the near numbers. Wide open is Mario, and he dropped it.
No.
A flag is on the play. A flag flew from the secondary. It was underthrown in a holding call. It's a defensive holding.
Yeah.
That's not an automatic first down. This is another difference between college and high school officiating. A defensive hold is not an automatic first down. So it's 3rd and 5.
It's not a spot foul either, right?
No. It's from the original line of scrimmage. And they'll mark it. Oh, is it a 10-yard?
There you go,
I thought it was a 5-yard. So that is a first down. If it is the 40-yard line, the nose is right on the chalk. I thought it was a 5-yard, not a 10. That's my fault.
You are forgiven.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. I do know it's not an automatic first down. Crehan in the shotgun, so a fresh set of downs, thankfully. 4 wide receivers set down the line option. Carson's going to run with it. The senior driven down at the 49-yard line on senior night. Carson Crehan has a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. And a nice 9-yard pickup for number 9 right there.
Let's run it again.
Now you want to run them.
I want to run. Yeah.
5 minutes, 25 seconds is on that clock. Mustangs lead it 35-14.
There you go. Steve Moulton, Glenn Laird, Madison Academy on top of Westminster Christian Academy, 35-14. The Mustangs, they are headed to the playoffs next week. They are the number 1 seed out of their region. That is Region 8. My bad. That is in Class 3A. That is Region 7 and Region 8 are the crossover regions there. Madison Academy will be at home for the first round of the playoffs. They're going to take on Phil Campbell. J.B. Pennington out of that region is going to be the number 2 seed. So they're going to host Colbert County. Interesting there. Susan Moore, Vinemont, Danville all vying for a playoff berth with their outcomes tonight. One of those 3, I should say, are going to be at Mars Hill Bible, the top-ranked team in Class 3A, and the other one will go to Lauderdale County. Lauderdale County, the 2 seed. Mars Hill Bible, the number 1 seed. So There you have it. That's a little bit of what we have going on. The other game that we are keeping an eye on, it's homecoming at Milton Frank Stadium. The Grissom Tigers taking on the Buckhorn Bucks. Tom Abraham on the call there. Let's see if we can drop out to Milton Frank Stadium and take a listen there. Here's Tom Abraham.
Over, and now they have the ball at their own 34-yard line to start this next drive, except they will not have Terrence Robinson, I do not believe.
Don't let the late night cravings get you down.
So we'll see. John's got the glasses on the sideline over there to see if T-Rob is.
He's heading back. It looks like he's walking okay, Tom, but he's heading back to the sidelines.
So he is not in there now. Jack Roop at quarterback, and Shamarian Landrum, the sophomore, at tailback. He is going to be one to watch the next 2 years. And now here comes a flag. Is this going to be on the side? Could it be a sideline warning? Rich Dutton working the side judge big time over here. I mean, just working him over, and now got a flag, but I'm not sure what the flag is. It might be a sideline warning. And the white hat now comes over. The referee comes over to talk to Dutton. The only thing that has slowed the pace of this game down has been this officiating crew.
Yeah, it's been
their fundamentals have been just sketchy, and it's going against Grissom. So this has got to be on Rich Dutton because it came from the guy, the side judge, standing right in front of Rich Dutton. He must have said the magic word at some point in time.
Quite possibly.
And he's like, how can all of the it's our homecoming. How can all the personal fouls go against us? But so now the ball, think about this. A moment ago, it was 4th down and inches from the Grissom 49-yard line, and Grissom had control of the ball. Now it's 1st and 10 for Buckhorn at their own 49-yard line. Ball moved 3 feet.
They picked up 15 yards on this drive and they haven't ran a play yet.
It's almost like a turnover. From when it was 2 personal fouls,
which is worth 2.2 points.
Well, and let's see whether or not the Bucks can make it, make the Tigers pay. 3 receivers to the far side. They hand it off to Landrum. No, keeping it is Roop. Roop makes a nice little move, and he gets himself out of bounds after a gain of 3. What a big block.
Yeah, that was.
Woo! Let's give him a call. That's big Nathan Sale, the 285-pounder.
It's Tom Abraham there on the call on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Buckhorn and Grissom. Milton Frank Stadium, the place to be there. It's homecoming for the Grissom Tigers, so we'll keep you updated on how that game is progressing as well. We got a lot of great stuff going on here tonight, but I tell you what, let's get our first break in. When we come back, more North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
For college football fans, Saturday in the fall means game day. But now passionate fans everywhere can experience game day every day at the new College Football Hall of Fame and Chick-fil-A Fan Experience, now open in downtown Atlanta. The College Football Hall of Fame features over 30,000 square feet of interactive exhibits, putting fans closer to the game than ever before, including a 3-story helmet wall displaying every college football team helmet, kick field goals on a 45-yard-long indoor football field, sing your favorite team's fight song in a karaoke challenge, and have your face painted digitally through one of the many interactive exhibits. Whether you're a die-hard college football fan or a mom looking for a fun family outing, you'll find it all at the College Football Hall of Fame and Chick-fil-A Fan Experience. Get your tickets today by calling 404-880-4800 or visiting cfbhall.com.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up? Just like that?
Giving up on what?
On getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me. We are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford. Scott Tyson with you on a Friday night that sees us take on the last week of the regular season. Here is how your rankings look going into Week 10. Hoover, your number 1 ranked team in Class 7A. Central Phoenix City, number 2. Thompson, number 3. Auburn, Hewitt, Trussville, Enterprise, Florence checks it at number 7, followed by Fairhope, Prattville, and Austin. 2 North Alabama teams crack the top 10 this week. Class 6A, Theodore, Clay Chalkville, Hillcrest, Saraland, Hartselle, number 5. Hartselle taking on Bob Jones tonight. Gardendale, 6. Muscle Shoals, 7. The Trojans are idle in Week 10. Mountain Brook, Center Point, and Carver, Montgomery. Actually, Muscle Shoals did play last night. We'll get to some Thursday night scores here in just a minute. Class 5A, UMS Wright leads Pleasant Grove, Ramsey, Moody, Gulf Shores, Arab, Demopolis, Faith Academy, and Charles Henderson. That's how your top 10 looks. Class 4A, Montgomery Catholic, Anniston, Priceville, Handley, Andalusia, T.R. Miller, Jacksonville, Cherokee County, Deschler, and Jackson. Class 3A, Mars Hill Bible, of course, your top-ranked team, followed by Gordo, Piedmont, Houston Academy, Winfield, Dadeville, St. James, Excel, Opp, and Madison Academy cracking the top 10 there in Class 3A. Class 2A, your rankings look like this. Fife, your top-ranked team. They got all 19 first-place votes, followed by Ayrton, Reeltown, Aliceville, Highland Home, B.B. Comer, Vincent, G.W. Long, Pisgah, and Lexington. And in 1A, Elba, Linden, Brantley, Valley Head, Millery, Spring Garden, Leroy, Meeks, Sweetwater, and Lochapoka. Those are your top 10 teams in Class 1A. And Mars Hill Bible taking on Linden tonight. That is on the Bull, 94-9 out in the Shoals. Shoals. And I believe, let's see if we can. We're going to try to take a quick look in here on Linden and Muscle Shoals. Or, my bad, Linden and Mars Hill Bible, the top-ranked team in Class 3A.
And William Mann will take over from there. Takes a snap, hands off to Caden Chandler, almost breaks one free, gets all the way out to the 25-yard line. 26 will give it 9-yard gain there by number 34.
And I'll tell you what, Caden Chandler, just one gear, and that's full speed. He hits a hole as hard as anybody on this team. And fortunately for the Patriots, just hit a shoestring, like you said, Rodney, and brought it down.
One more step, and he's gone all the way to the house. You're going to give it right back to him. Goes right back up the middle to the 30-yard line. He gets his first down, plus a little bit, and it's going to be a Mars Hill first down. Great job, again, Caden Chandler. Just a hard-nosed runner. And they're going to spot at the 31, and it'll be Mars Hill first and 10 from there. Now, taking their time a little bit as they're running the plays in, 10-minute mark. Panthers leading comfortably here, 28-0. Linden driving up all the way from South Alabama, about an hour south of Demopolis, which is about an hour south of Tuscaloosa. And Dobbs, with the carry, gets across the 35-yard line to the 36, picks up 5 there.
And these backs do such a great job. I'm not convinced that Tristan Tapia doesn't run more than anybody else on the field. It seems like he's pulling every play, getting out and leading the way for these backs and doing it again right there. I mean, he's all over the place.
It certainly does feel that. Every time you look up, you see number 54. And if you look a little behind him, you'll see 74 driving somebody else to the ground.
That's right, pancaking somebody, Kelby Keenum.
So another handoff to Dobbs. Dobbs gets across 35. Looks like no gain there as it stays at the 36-yard line. Going to be third down, 5 yards to go. So Dobbs doing a good job. Had to move to tailback. J.O. moved out, not playing tailback anymore as Caden Chandler came in. So just giving these guys some reps and looks at a different space. Walker Underwood checking in, going to run receiver there for the Panthers. Inside reverse to Higgins. He's got some room across the 40. He's got a first down and then taken down. No, he's still on his feet. Out to the 44-yard line maybe. Great job there by Higgins. He knows his brother's in the house. He's got to show what he's made of.
He did. I'm telling you that. We told Peyton at halftime he's not only Darrell Higgins' son, he is Hudson Higgins' older brother. That's how we know him at this point. And Hudson Higgins getting it done right there on that run to move the chains.
Out to the 44, first and 10, Mars Hill. 8.5 minutes left to go in this contest. Mars Hill leading the Linden Patriots 28-0. And now Mann sends Booker in motion, turns around, hands off to Caden Chandler. Little jab step in the backfield, and he gets him a first down across the 45 to the 44 in Patriot territory. 11-yard gain by the young fullback.
And such a hard run. We just say it over and over again, but it seems like when he touches the ball, it's just with a full head of steam. He only knows how to go one way, and that's all out. Caden Chandler with another hard run.
So Panthers now first and 10 as Tanner Caudle brings the play in from the sideline. Mann sends Booker in motion at the tailback position, or the wingback position. Handoff to tailback J. Dobbs out to the 40-yard line.
See a flag come in on that one. Looks like it's going to be on Mars Hill, Rodney.
Far side of the field, the flag comes in. Referees coming together to chat about it, and now the march back toward the Panther huddle. And he's going to pull it all the way back inside Panther territory to the 48-yard line. So it looks like it's going to be a hold there against Mars Hill again. So we got a long way to go. Damian Thompson coming in, bringing in the play for the Panthers. And he gets out to the hash mark, takes a little jab step, looks back over his shoulder to the sideline, and then goes right on into the huddle. First down, about 16 yards to go. Quick motion to Booker. Fake to Booker and hand off to, and then a flag comes in. another false start. I think I didn't see a Mars Hill lineman go. Maybe it was. I think Booker seems to be just kind of not running exactly horizontally. He's kind of leaning toward the line, moving forward, which is false start.
Yeah.
7 minutes left to go here in the ball game. 28-0 Mars Hill. Another 5-yard penalty against the Panthers. Not what we want to see leading up the last week of the season going into the playoffs.
No, you're right. You're right.
The penalties with the Panthers. But third-string quarterback in for the Panthers. Handoff this time to Caden Chandler. Gets out of one tackle, but then right in the hands of the linebacker after a 1-yard gain. So it's going to bring up second down for Mars Hill.
No, I mean, it's been a great performance thus far here tonight for the Panthers, but you're right. There's always something to work on, and I'm sure the penalty is something that the Panthers will want to clean up. I'm sure that'll be a point of emphasis for Coach Higgins in the weeks ahead.
And now it's second down and still about 10, 20 yards to go for the Panthers as we get under 6 minutes here. Man going to roll out to his right, looking for the fullback out of the backfield, and a good defensive play there by Zanders. Jalen Zanders from the linebacker position picked up the tailback on that little wheel route and knocked the ball away. So it stops the clock with the incomplete pass, and it's going to bring up third down and long for Mars Hill. Again, about 20. After that incomplete pass by William Mann. So third down and 20 from the Panther 44-yard line. Quick motion. Now he's rolling out again. This time he's going to find Booker, and he's wide open at the 50, 45, 40. Makes a man miss, 35. Another man miss. He's still on his feet. Cuts it back inside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and inside the 5-yard line at the 3. Couldn't quite get to the...
That was the number 1 ranked team in all of Class 3A, Mars Hill Bible, in control of Linden. And again, Linden coming in the second-ranked team in Class 1A. So it was a 3A, 1A matchup tonight. That call courtesy of the Bull 94-9 in the Shoals. That's what we do here on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. At least on the Blitz Sports Radio side, we take you around to some of the games going on throughout the Tennessee Valley. And we do have one final in the books for you tonight. Decatur, a 17-14 winner over Scottsboro. That one was being played at Ogle Stadium. And Decatur will start the playoffs next week at Fort Payne. Scottsboro will start the next week's playoff journey at home against Brewer. It is 10 after 9, or almost 10 after 9. Let's get a break in here on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford.
Blitz has been called. To celebrate the Olympic Games, Bridgestone is giving away prizes. You could instantly win a $10,000 Bridgestone Visa prepaid card and other great prizes every day when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Stop by Firestone Complete Auto Care today. No purchase necessary. Open to legal U.S. residents 18 and older. Limit 2 entries per person. Ends August 21st. For official rules and to enter without purchase, visit BridgestoneWin.com. Limit one $10,000 Visa prepaid card daily fulfilled by mail. Prizes awarded subject to verification. Visa prepaid card may be used anywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. Cards issued by the Bancorp Bank, member FDIC, under license from Visa USA Inc. Neither Bancorp Bank nor Visa USA Inc. are a sponsor of or affiliated with this promotion.
Napa know-how. Smartphone speakers. They're about as effective as chopping firewood with a butter knife. A rusty, dull butter knife. So pick up a wireless Bluetooth speaker at Napa for just $26.99. With a rechargeable battery, 33-foot range, and rugged waterproof case, it does the one thing your phone is terrible at: play music. The Napa Bluetooth speaker, now just $26.99. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/16.
Football season is here, and it's time to score big and get in on the action with MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is an industry-leading website and the best place for you to cash in on all the insane last-minute drives, huge upsets, and heart-pounding finishes. Join now, and MyBookie will match your deposit with up to a 100% bonus. They have in-game live betting on nearly every sporting event, plus a user-friendly mobile site, so you never miss a single play. Are you sick and tired of getting the runaround when you ask for a payout? Come join MyBookie today. today. With decades of expertise, no hassle payouts, and no fine print, you'll experience the greatest customer service in the business, guaranteed. Use promo code RADIO to activate your bonus of up to 100%. Call 844-900-2387 or visit mybookie.ag to open an account. That's 844-900-BETS or go online to mybookie.ag and use promo code RADIO. Win with the best only at MyBookie. Sign up today.
It's the geometry teacher who mans the ticket window.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen and store managers who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the graduate who listens to the league championship game on the internet.
It's the parent who sells ads in the school athletic program.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
It's the trainers, equipment managers, and ball boys who never miss a practice.
What makes high school sports here in Alabama so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
High school sports. It's the we that every community needs. This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
How long does it take to get to the forest? That's not far. What are we gonna do? Hike? Sure. Are we there yet?
Yep, it's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org, brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
This hour of The Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com.
All right, welcome back to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. Scott Tyson here in our Scoreboard Score studios as we have another night of high school football upon us. It is the final week of the regular season. That is where we are at. You might not think we've got playoff berths up for grabs, but we do. We've got several playoff berths up for grabs tonight because it's all going to come down to the final week of the regular season. Now, Brooks got a win last night, 28-7 over Lauderdale County. Central Florence got a 49-41 win over Ardmore. That is huge because Brooks needed a win to at least entertain a chance of getting to the playoffs. Now they need Lexington to knock off Rogers tonight, and they need West Morgan to knock off Haleyville. They need Colbert County to knock off Sulligent if they want to entertain a chance of getting into the playoffs. So that is where we are at right now as far as Class 4A goes. We'll keep you up to date on everything else that's going on across the North Alabama region as it is our Week 10 edition of the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. Other scores from the area, or I should say from North Alabama on a Friday night, looks like this. These are games that were played last night. East Limestone over May Jemison 45-6. Muscle Shoals over Sparkman 31-21. It was Colbert Heights over Decatur Heritage 20-13. Collinsville over Valley Head 27-22. And Hackleburg over Cherokee 50-8. Now we do have a trio of final scores already in the books tonight. Decatur a 17-14 winner over Scottsboro. Fayette County a 28-8 winner over Hamilton. It was Fife over Sylvania 35-14, and it was Waterloo over Vina 46-8. Those are the final scores that we have in the books for you on this Friday night. Let's run down some more of the finals, or close to final scores. Some of these are knocking on the finals, and boy, oh boy, I just looked, and yes, indeed, we've got some more Fs up there. Some Tennessee finals, Richland over Loretto, 33-28. Coffee County over Ray County, 35-0. And Mount Pleasant over Forest, 41-0. So those are the finals that we have, at least from the Tennessee side of things. We got several in the fourth quarter. Mars Hill Bible over Linden, 35-0. It is Wilson over Lawrence County, 19-14. It is Hansville all over East Lawrence, 47-17. Culver County over Sulligent, 24-22. And if we're looking at the scenarios, that is good news for Brooks if Culver County is indeed able to hold on and get a win over Sulligent. West Morgan over Haleyville, 48-24. That is good news for Brooks as well because they need West Morgan to knock off Haleyville. Russellville over Athens, 38-27 in the fourth. Creekwood over Lawrence County, that is 36-0 in the fourth. That, of course, a Tennessee score. Hartzell and Bob Jones, this one has gotten interesting in the fourth quarter, 41-38. Bob Jones trailing Hartzell by just 3 points. Bob Jones, of course, they're headed to the playoffs next week. They will be at number 1 ranked Hoover, will Bob Jones. Brewer blanking Danville, 56-0 in the fourth. Addison, they're on top of Shoals Christian, 56-0 in the fourth. So those are the fourth quarter scores that we have for you on this Friday night. So 256-576-4977. You want to join the show, you can get in. We got another final. North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show team handing me this one just a second ago. Gaston posts a 50-6 win over Brindley Mountain this evening. So Gaston 50, Brindley Mountain 6. That is going to be your final score there. So the finals are starting to come in, and we've got a lot of teams that still need to know if they're headed to the playoffs, and we're going to do our best tonight to sort this one out. But my mind is wanting to take me back to that Hartzell-Bob Jones game. We mentioned it was really close, and I want to see if we've got a update on that one. And I don't. So I thought maybe I would, but let's see if we can find out here more on that. It is now 48-38 into the fourth quarter, or it's in the fourth quarter. Hartzell has tacked on a touchdown here late to increase that lead to 10. It's now 48-38, Hartzell over Bob Jones. Both teams are going to the playoffs. That we know for sure. So whatever happens there, both teams still will be playing next week. All right, I know we've got to be getting close. Let's take another listen here to Buckhorn and Grissom on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Tom Abraham.
That can kill you. And he took it. There's a side judge down that got hit somehow over there. So the side judge is down. But Cole Porter, with a 60-yard return, kicked it right to the most dangerous guy on the field. And what I said, find 22 and kick it to somebody else. Pooch kicked it to 22, and he takes it right down the sideline for the touchdown. Started to bring it across the field, and then he just took it up the near side.
Yeah, Cole Porter's got an extra gear, too.
Oh, Cole Porter's an outstanding football player. Matt Patterson told me all week. He said 22, tough, man. So the side judge that was knocked down, a line judge that was knocked down, is back up. His flag was on the ground, but I think it actually did fall out of his pocket. I don't think there is a penalty. So Grissom is back up by 3 right now, and they will attempt the extra point to make it a 4-point game once again. I mean, sometimes you just get too cute. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Well,
personal foul against the Bucks. The touchdown is good. It'll be administered on the kickoff. And we'll see what that looks like. And I don't know if it was the Bucs sideline or what it was. But the side judge got run over. So Jorge Roca in to attempt this extra point. And it's an important extra point because it's a 3-point game right now. Snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:55 to go in the game, Grissom back out on top, 27-23. This is Buckhorn Bucks football.
There you go. Grissom out on top, 27-23. You can hear that game on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Just a little over 5 minutes left to go in that contest. How about Randolph and Fairview? Austin Coletti, Drew DeArmond. Let's see how things are shaking out at Sports Midfield.
They're going to bring him down inside the 10-yard line, about the 7. Make it 2nd and 5.
I think Thomas Cruz, the senior, made that tackle, and he's having to get a lot of reps tonight, but it's good to see, though. He's a senior. He's a program guy doing a good job, and the Raiders are trying to hold on here and stand on their head.
34-14 is Randolph's lead at Sports Midfield. Harper takes this one left, brought down immediately by Connor Goodson. He's able to fall forward is the back for a gain of about 4.
And remember, Goodson's out. It's William Mitchell now. Mitchell
That's
with a
right.
nice stick right there.
That's right. And Luke Miller's going to check out of the game.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 2.5.
3rd down and 2.5, as you heard. We'll call it 2. 3rd down at the 6. You got to get to about the 3-yard line. Oh, a high snap goes nearly over the head as Caden Hall is just going to fall down on it. And that really hurts a scoring chance as Randolph catches a huge break. That snap goes errant to about the 13-yard line, so that's going to bring up 4th down. You still can get a 1st down.
Yeah, the Raiders need this stop right here. This would put the nail in the coffin if the Aggies can't score here. You'd have under 6 minutes to go and be able to run some clock offensively if you get the ball back if you're the Randolph Raiders.
6:09 and counting to go in the 4th quarter. Twins left and right. Hall looking to his right. That's where he's going to roll. Pressure coming. Throws over the middle, and it is incomplete. Ball hit the ground first, and Randolph gets the turnover on downs. And pumping the fist is Graham Beatty as the offense is going to come back onto the field with a 3-score lead.
Big stop by the Raiders. They stood on their head right there, and they got in a big turnover, and now they can run some clock. 5:55 to go in the 4th quarter, up 3 scores. 34-14 on the Fairview Aggies.
Randolph looking to finish a strong 5-1 at home this season. Of course, their only home loss coming last week in the region championship against Priceville. Of course, the other home victims to date have been St. John Paul II, North Jackson, and DAR, as well as Madison Academy. And Randolph is going to burn a timeout as now they are going to be led by the backup quarterback, William Mitchell, who has completed all 4 of his passes this year for 97 yards. He's also got 2 touchdowns, one of those to Noah Gaunt and the other to Theo Reischauer. He's also got 9 carries on the year for 77 yards, does the backup quarterback. And now he's going to have his chance for the last 5:54 of this game to command the offense.
Yeah, and he's done a good job. He's done a good job with his legs, too. He's in his limited opportunities, Williams done a really good job both offensively and defensively. So this gives him a chance to close this game out. And right now, Matthew Schmidt's PA guy is announcing the seniors and giving them another round of applause here.
We'll run down those ourselves before we get out of here tonight. Again tonight, senior night for the Raiders as the sophomore quarterback, William Mitchell, is in, and he's going to hand this one off to the senior back, David Clary. To the left side he goes, bounces it back into the middle, and he's going to fall forward for a nice gain of about 5 yards. We'll call it 4. as he gets to the 17-yard line, 2nd and 6.
And that's what you want. You're right. You're trying to play some 4-minute offense here, Austin. You're trying to get 3 or 4 first downs and put this game away.
Bailey, Campbell, and Reischauer still in as the wide receivers. And for the most part, what is available on the offensive line is still in. 5:15 and counting to go in the fourth quarter as a direct snap. I don't think it was meant to be that way, but Clary ended up getting it anyways, and he's going to go for a gain of about 2 to the 19-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and about 3.
This is a big play here. If you can get a first down here, Austin, you could probably run another 2 or 3 minutes off the clock against this Fairview Aggie defense.
And at this point, please just run off all the clock that you can. It'll be 3rd and 4. All on the 19. Mitchell's going to take this one. It's a design keeper all the way. And I think he's got it. He does. Out to the 23-yard line. That's going to be 1st and 10.
Nice job, William Mitchell. He's just done a really good job as a sophomore running this offense when he's been given an opportunity. And that's a huge play. That's really the nail in the coffin. And they should be able to run out the remainder of this clock against the Fairview Aggies and get the 8th win of the year against a quality opponent.
4:10 and counting to go in the fourth quarter. Randolph ahead, 34-14 over the 5A Fairview Aggies. Non-classification bout as dragging this run out to the left side is David Clare, and he's brought down for about a 2-yard loss. And making that tackle, I can get a read on that number. It looks like it was 15, Colt Redding, who has handled the kicking duties tonight for Fairview. He's going to bring him down for a loss on 2nd down. Call it a loss of 3.
Well, now I just heard the PA announcer. Number 17 on our roster is not Connor Salster, but that's who that is. He's a senior. Connor Salster, he was one of the captains at midfield before the game tonight, Austin.
Good to know that one. 2nd and 14 at their own 19-yard line. Mitchell strings this run out. He's going to be stopped for about no gain. Most important stat right now is that the clock is running. We're about 3 minutes from getting out of here.
Yeah, and what you're wanting to do is just stay in bounds. Make Fairview call timeouts if they want to, but this game is non-consequential for the Aggies, too. I imagine they just want to get back on the bus and go back to Coleman County and get ready for that unbelievable playoff matchup in the first round with the Guntersville Wildcats.
That should be a dandy, especially if they can get back Elijah Frost.
No doubt.
2:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Mitchell strings his pass out to David Clary. He's going to be brought down after a gain of about 2. We'll bring him down at the 20-yard line. It'll bring up a 4th and long. No doubt a punting situation here for the Randolph Raiders as Andrew Hunter was ready to go out and punt the ball. And it looks like David Lloyd is going to give him the signal to do so as he's going to let the play clock wind down. And so that'll put the game clock under 2 minutes. Randolph will call a timeout. They'll send out Andrew Hunter to punt the ball away. And then the defense will take the field one more time. Well, before the timeout here, let's go ahead and run down these seniors here on our roster. Connor Goodson, Grayson Davenport, Andrew Hunter, Thomas Cruza, Keegan Morse, David Clary, Hunter Hess, Luke Miller, Nick Strong, Finn Dwyer, Harry Walsack, George Jennings, Matthew Terry, and Kyle Dodd. Those are your seniors on the roster.
And then Connor Schuster, as they talked about, number 17. He was one of the honorary captains. So
that's right.
Those are all your seniors, and they're going to go out winners on senior night tonight. Good to see that as they bounce back from that really tough physical contest against Priceville to beat a really good Fairview team. Both teams shorthanded tonight, but the leaders that you expect, Andrew Hunter, Nick Strong, Connor Goodson, and before he went out with a slight injury, hopefully not a serious one. Grayson Davenport, they all led the way, did a great job. And you also had Daniel Martin continuing to bring the physicality, that huge sack that really flipped the game in the second half. He and Lucas Miller, another senior that's played very well this year.
A minute 49 the clock is stopped with here in the fourth quarter. Randolph up 34-14. High snap. Hunter brings it down. Punts this one. Knuckleball up in the air, and it's going to take a Randolph bounce. And they're going to stop this one on their side of the field. Fairview's got pretty good field position. They'll be on Randolph's 49-yard line. A minute 40 to go here in the fourth quarter. You talk about Daniel Martin and his season this year.
Yes.
And he's going to be well over the 70-point tackle range after his game tonight. You know, if Randolph is able to make a deep run, and they certainly have all the firepower in the world to do so, Daniel Martin might be in line for a triple-digit tackle season.
And that's been crazy because it's really happened in the last month because of William Collins getting hurt. But that's just Johnny on the spot and being ready to fill in and ready to step up, and Daniel Martin, the junior, certainly done that.
Handoff going to go to Carson Jones. Whew, good to see that he's all right. And now he's going to cut this one back into the middle, and Randolph still having trouble bringing him down as 73, Sebastian Cusero is going to bring him down for what I think is his first tackle of the season. He's going to get that run to the 38, does Carson Jones. It'll be a first down for Fairview. No, wait, there's a flag across the way. And this one's going to, this one's going to come back on the Aggies. No, a face mask on Randolph. Fairview thought it was on them. I did too.
I thought it might be a hole, but it turned out to be a face mask, and so it'll be a first down for Fairview as they are now inside the 40-yard line, and they're officially going to be around the 33 of the Raiders.
Call it 32.
All right, that's Randolph and Fairview there. Randolph in control of that one. They should go on and get the win there. We will have that final for you coming up here as soon as it does go final. Had a few more finals happen here in just over the last couple minutes. Geraldine over Crossville, 42-13. Fort Payne over Cherokee County, 35-16. Hartselle over Bob Jones, 38-31. Other finals. Pisgah over North Jackson, 31-30. Fayette County over Hamilton, 28-8. Gaston over Brindley Mountain, 50-6. Fife over Sylvania, 35-14. Mars Hill Bible over Linden, 35-6. And Waterloo over Vina, 46-8. Those are the finals that we have that have come across our desk. Oh, just got another one. Boaz able to go on the road tonight and get a win over Lee. That final 21-20. And St. John Paul II, they are a winner in their season finale tonight over Elkmont. They get a win tonight, 42-14. Again, it's Hartselle over Bob Jones. Let's see, Decatur got a win over Scottsboro. It is Hansville. Hansville picking up a win tonight over East Lawrence. That final 54-23. Meigs County over Marion County. That's a Tennessee score, 35-32. Another final, Richland over Loretto, 33-28. That's Tennessee, of course. Creekwood over Lawrence County, a Tennessee score, 36-0. Another Tennessee score, Coffee County over Ray County, 35-0. It's Cascade over Somerton, 26-7. It's Mount Pleasant over Forest, 41-0. And Marshall County over Greenbrier, of course, that's a Tennessee score, 28-7. All right, 256-576-4977. You want to join the program with your final scores, feel free to do so. Tell you what, let's get a break in, because when we come back, we will run them all down again and see where we are on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
You know, things are a little upside down. The Lakers are number 4 in defense in the league, and they're 0-4. And the Grizzlies are, 30th in defense and are 3-1.
Well, and also it's this, like we say, small sample size. The Grizzlies came in here to Dallas on a back-to-back, and just it was a total no-show. Luka dominates the first quarter. The game's over. They gave up, I think, 137 points. Now, having said that, Dylan Brooks missed the first 3 games. Then he comes back and, hey, welcome back, Dylan. There's Kevin Durant. Go guard him. They have to win a shootout in that game. And obviously they have Jaren Jackson.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Welcome back to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford. And tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. This is the final week of the regular season. My, oh my, it's hard to believe that we have been at this for 11 weeks, and that is exactly the case. Each team, remember, they get 10 weeks to play. They get 11 weeks to play 10 games. And so that is where we are at right now. We've got a lot of finals. that are coming across the scoreboard desk for us tonight. And we're going to try to give you as many playoff bracket games as we can going into next week. We're going to try to give you as many updates as we can along the way, because we have got a lot of teams that are hitting the F's on the scoreboard tonight, a lot of finals to give you updated on. In fact, we just had one come across the desk here. Brewer is going to shut out Danville tonight, 56-0 there. So we're just keeping an eye on what we have as far as finals go. And I believe we have got a final between Plainview and New Hope. What was that Plainview New Hope final? Plainview New Hope. We got a final. I thought we have a final on Plainview New Hope. Did we not? 36-27. So Plainview got a win tonight over New Hope there. Plainview, Dale Pruitt. Remember that name? Yeah, Jeremy Pruitt, former Tennessee coach, the assistant for his dad there at Plainview. Boaz over Lee tonight, 21-20. Some other final scores for you. Fairview and Randolph. Randolph got a 35-14 win tonight over Fairview. So Randolph heading to the playoffs. Their only blemish on the year was last week. They had 2 losses. They finished with 2 losses, one in the region and one non-region. Randolph tripped up in week 0 there by West Morgan, and then week 9 by Priceville. Randolph gets a win tonight, 35-14. Both teams, though, Randolph and Fairview, will be back at home next week for the playoffs. It is Guntersville over Albertville tonight, 49-7 there. That is the state's longest running rivalry between those two. We'll actually go inside the numbers on that one because it is an interesting story if you have not heard that. Grissom and Grissom and Buckhorn. Right now, Grissom leading that one, I believe, late in the game there. Fort Payne over Cherokee County tonight. We mentioned that one, 35-16. It was Cleveland over Susan Moore, 14-12. That was the final there. It was Randolph. We mentioned Randolph getting the win. Geraldine got a win over Crossville tonight, 42-13. Pisgah over North Jackson, 31-30. Decatur over Scottsboro. That one was an awesome ball game. In fact, it was 14-6 at the half. Scottsboro trailing, or Decatur on top, 14-6. It was tied at 14 at the end of the third, and Decatur got a field goal in the fourth quarter to grab the win there. Whitesburg Christian Academy taking on Tharptown tonight. And Whitesburg Christian Academy gets the win, 49-7. So congratulations to Whitesburg Christian Academy on the win. Huntsville and Hazel Green. Right now, Huntsville well in control of this one, 63-7. The score there. That one coming in the fourth quarter. So Huntsville well on the way. Huntsville is headed to the playoffs next week. They're actually headed on the road. They're going to have to take on the third-ranked team in the state. They're going to have to take on Thompson. 256-576-4977. That's the number of the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. You can get in on the show tonight. Tell you what, let's get a break in, and maybe we'll join our friends over on 97.7 ESPN The Zone on the flip side.
This is Arthur Seaton, Managing Partner at University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Madison Academy football. Stop into the University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in a Kia. Go Mustangs!
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant Bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right, even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
In 1982, Bob Baumhauer introduced Alabama to the Buffalo Wild Wing, and quite frankly, we've never been the same. Back then, it was Wings and Things in Tuscaloosa, but now, 40 years later, after 4 name changes, Baumhauer's Victory Grill is the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state. Bob's Alabama Hot Chicken is something that has to be tried to believe, plus the new Bam Bam Chicken and the Louisiana-style Go Fish, a whitefish over rice topped with shrimp etouffee. And Baumhauer's is fighting inflation with some new affordable favorites. Visit Baumhauer's on the South Parkway today. Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
And welcome back to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford. The scores are coming in fast and furious now. A lot of games starting to wrap up, and we need one in particular to get done. Boaz 21, Lee 20. Fort Payne, Cherokee County. Fort Payne a winner tonight, 35-16. Hartselle over Bob Jones, 38-31. Decatur over Scottsboro, 17-14. Gunnersville over Albertville, 49-7. Geraldine over Crossville, 42-13. It's Etowah over Southside Gaston, 42-26. Randolph over Fairview tonight, 34-14. Pisgah over North Jackson, 31-30. It is Lawrence County over Wilson, 28-27. Haleyville and West Morgan. West Morgan notches that victory, 55-38. Hansville over East Lawrence, 54-23. Fayette County over Hamilton, 28-8. Sacs over Talladega, 62-24. St. John Paul II over Elkmont. It was Culver County over Sullivan, 31-28. Cleveland over Susan Moore, 14-12. Brewer shuts out Danville tonight, 56-0. Gaston over Brindley Mountain, 50-6. It was Plainview over New Hope, 36-27. Ranburn over Randolph County, 27-18. Whitesburg Christian Academy over Tharptown, 49-7. Phil Campbell over Red Bay, 24-16. Fife over Sylvania, 35-14. Marsville Bible over Linden, 35-6. Waterloo over Vina, 46-8. So those are some of the finals that have come in for us this evening, and we're trying to see how some of these other ones have gone. Gunnersville over Albertville, again, 49-7. That's the state's longest running rivalry, so we cannot wait to dive in on the numbers there within that one. We'll do that once we get over on the airways of 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Again, we're waiting on Grissom and Buckhorn to finish up before we hit the airways over on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Vinemont over Holly Pond tonight, 42-22. So Vinemont picking up a win over Holly Pond, 42-22. All right, let's get our final break in. When we come back, the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show takes over on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to her favorite pop star's concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I'll have a soft pretzel.
B, remember the moment with matching concert t-shirts?
That's gonna be $180.
Or we can just take a photo.
C, show her how you used to do concerts.
We're going crowd surfing.
I can't. It's too heavy. Oh, my God.
Or D, just roll with it.
Woo! Justin! Look at us! We're over here!
Justin! OMG! He just looked. I love you, Justin! I love you!
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
The tech show's on this month. You know, I was thinking of looking at home security systems.
Oh, cool. I'll go with you. We're looking for more home security ideas, too. That's why I called Budget Blinds.
Budget Blinds?
Look at this.
A remote For the blinds?
Yep, motorized.
Okay, well, that's beyond cool. I love it. But what does it have to do with home security?
Oh, they also come with a timer. The blinds and drapes open themselves in the morning, close in the evening.
Oh, so it looks like somebody's home even when you're not.
Exactly, and I saved a bunch of money. Sally saved a bunch of money.
Ha, but you'll take the credit.
Yeah.
My brother, the tech genius.
Thanks, man.
Now give me that remote.
Budget Blinds motorized window coverings are the ultimate in luxury, and during the Luxury Within Reach event, they're even more affordable. The more you buy, the more you save, with savings up to $2,000. Hurry and call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now before this offer ends, or go online to budgetblinds.com. Don't miss out. Call 855-BUDGET-BLINDS now. Offer good on select products at participating independently owned and operated franchises. Restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
How long does it take to get to the forest? That's not far. What are we gonna do? Hike? Sure. Are we there yet?
Yep, it's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org, brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
This hour of The Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no.
And all of it will be covered with Scott Tyson and the crew back at our Woody Anderson Ford North Alabama Scoreboard show. For John McGough and Bailey Lowry, who ran the show back at the studio for us, I am Tom Abraham. Have a great night, everybody.
Buckhorn High School football on 97.7 ESPN The Zone has been presented by Hometown Lenders of Hazel Green, local agent Logan Hoffman, the Stultz Group at Amanda Howard Sotheby's International Realty. Bucks football is also brought to you by Buckhorn Youth Sports, Joseph Carter Realty, local agent David Norwood, TOC, the Orthopedic Center, Alpha Insurance, local agent Joe David Cantrell, and by RE/MAX Real Estate, the Sheila Swaim team.
After a long hot summer, there's nothing quite like the cool, crisp mornings of fall.
Welcome to the North Alabama Friday Night Scoreboard Show, presented by Woody Anderson Ford, with your host, Scott Tyson. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott.
Welcome into the Week 10 edition of the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. And not much we're going to be able to do in 30 seconds here, but we're going to get a break in here in about 30 seconds. But this is the final week of the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show regular season style. Next week we kick it off into playoff mode, and that is when things really start to take into overdrive. Folks, we've got a ton of scores coming in tonight. We have got playoff bursts on the line. We got the state's longest running rivalry in action. See, I told you, we aren't going to get much in there. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to put 60 minutes on the clock. We got an hour of the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. Only an hour tonight. Apologize for all of that, but we'll get some scores in and get caught up. We're going to get some coaches on the line as well. We got a lot to get to in just 60 minutes. It's the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford.
After a long hot summer, there's nothing quite like the cool, crisp mornings of fall in Huntsville, Alabama. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's time to get out there. Whether it's hunting, camping, boating, biking, or kayaking, we've got the F-150 to take you there. It's truck month at Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got 2022 F-150s in stock on the lot, ready for your driveway today. And with your good credit, get financing as low as 2.9% for up to 60 months. This offer ends 10/31. Being the best-selling truck in America for 44 years in a row is no small feat. But I promise you, if you come drive an F-150, you'll understand. Woody Anderson Ford has nearly 100 F-150s to choose from and lots of colors and option packages. One of these is right for you. Truck month at Woody Anderson Ford. Exceptional deals on all our trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. And a great selection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. Woody Anderson Ford, corner of Jordan and Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to the North Alabama Friday Night Scoreboard Show, presented by Woody Anderson Ford, with your host, Scott Tyson. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott.
Now, Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford. And folks, we've made it. We have made it to the final week of the regular season. Next week, when we join you here on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show, we will do so in playoff fashion. Want to thank everybody for listening to us on 100.1 FM WLAY, Florence, Muscle Shoals, 105.9 in Gaston, Anniston, and our good friends at Huntsville, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. All three stations cranking out the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show tonight. And folks, so last week we had the last week of regular season, and that is when you thought all the playoff berths were decided. That is not the case. The non-region games this week, they are going to decide playoff berths. They're going to decide region standings. And in some cases, they're going to decide who's going to be at home and who's going to be on the road for the playoffs. Yeah, how about this one? Class 4A, Region 5 and 6, Cherokee County, Aniana, and Etowah, they all need to find out who's going to be the 1, 2, and 3 seeds. Haleyville is going to be hosting someone. Dora's going to be hosting somebody. Dora's going to host Good Hope. But Cherokee County, Aniana, and Etowah, one of those three are going to be on the road. In Class 4A, how about this scenario? Brooks, Central, and Rogers, all three of them vying for playoff berths. Madison County is going to be at Deschler. Westminster Christian Academy is going to be at West Morgan. That's Class 4A playoffs. But Brooks, they want to get into the playoffs. Central Florence wants into the playoffs. Rogers wants into the playoffs. We've got 2 tickets. We only got through. We got 2 tickets to the dance. We've got 3 teams that want to go. Brooks to make the playoffs, they need a win, plus Lexington to beat Rogers, plus West Morgan to beat Haleyville, plus Colbert County needs to beat Sulligent in order for Brooks to have a shot to the playoffs. Well, Brooks did their part last night. Brooks got a 28-7 win over Lauderdale County. So how did Lexington come out? How did West Morgan come out? Well, I can tell you this, looking over the stats here, looking over the numbers. All right, but I tell you what, let's get out to the full ends. Let's pause that scenario just a little bit, because tonight his team grabbed a 17-14 win over Scottsboro, the Decatur Red Raiders. Decatur headed to the playoffs next week. They got a little bit of a journey. They're going to head to Fort Payne in round 1 of the playoffs. Tonight they tried to fine-tune that engine, and their head coach, Jerry Adcock, joining us now on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show Hotline. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight, and congratulations on finishing another regular season.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough one tonight. Very.
Scottsboro, really, this season, they've come in playing well. They're going to be at home next week for the playoffs. Coach, you want to challenge your team in this week, because it is the last week. You want them to be ready for the playoffs. And I don't think you couldn't have found a better opponent than Scottsboro to challenge this team in Week 10.
Well, when we scheduled, that wasn't what was in the plan. We had Decatur hadn't played Scottsboro in like 31 years, and it's an old, it was an old conference rival back in the TVC days, and so kind of wanted to do that. And when Don Jacobs was there, he and I had talked about it a good bit, and then Chris Bell got the job, and we talked about it. I knew they were going to run triple option, so we were just looking at it like, hey, this will be good to have to play somebody like this that runs this kind of offense, and we did, and it almost bit us in the rear end right there.
Well, Coach, who kind of stood out for you tonight? Who kind of led that way in that 17-14 win?
Well, I thought our defense, I mean, they had some big plays on us that set up some touchdowns, but I thought our defense overall played really well. We had a few plays where they really got us, and but I thought our safeties played real well. Really pleased with how they played. I thought our defensive ends played well. Our safeties, Z.J. Matthews and Josh Turner, played well. Our 2 defensive ends, Kobe Brown and Adolfo Soto, I thought played well. Thought our outside linebacker, Trey Ayers and Mylon Miller had good nights. And, they do some things, and again, I hadn't even looked at the film, so I may be leaving somebody out to play lights out, but I thought they did a good job. Offensively, we ran the ball well, ran the ball better than we've been running it. We didn't throw it as well as we did, but some of that was by design. We were trying to keep the ball out of their hands, and because the first quarter we had 1 possession, they had 2, and we had 3 possessions the first half.
Wow!
So yeah, and we scored on 2 of them and had to punt. They held us and had to punt on 1. So a lot of what we did was to try to get the ball out of their hands too, and. But, I thought, I know Ellis, I talked to him a while ago, he's not real happy with how he played, but I thought he did do some good things. Ryan Kirk, I thought, did a good job on offense. Our receivers definitely blocked well tonight. They probably didn't get as many balls thrown to them as they usually do, but they definitely blocked well tonight.
Well, Coach, it's all about getting ready for the playoffs, and obviously coming off a win, it's going to be a little easier to maybe keep the guys' momentum rolling, but do you like this team headed in to round 1 of the playoffs?
Yeah, I really do, and I have to say this. I can't leave this young man out. Roberto Toto was our kicker. He's our kicker. The first year he's ever played football. And, man, he has just been a joy to have out there. And he kicked the game-winning field goal with 1:55 left. And that was big for him. that's big for him. And he just, put him in a situation he'd never been in, and he answered the bell, and that was huge. But yeah, I like where we are. I mean, this was good for us tonight. You have to win games against a team like we did tonight, and overcame some major mistakes where we were our worst enemy 3 different times tonight. And so it's good going into the playoffs with that. Definitely was something that will sharpen us, and something that they had to learn how to do some things and showed a lot of courage out there.
All right, Decatur High head coach Jerry Adcock joining us on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Congratulations on the playoffs next week. Enjoy this one.
I am for a little bit, yeah. But got to get ready for next week.
All right, Coach, congratulations, and good luck next week.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys calling. Thanks.
That's Decatur High head coach Jerry Adcock. He is always a pleasure to talk to, and he has been around for a long time there on the sidelines there in Decatur. His Raiders in the playoffs, they're a 3 seed. They're going to travel to Fort Payne next week to take on said Wildcats. Let's run down some scores for you real fast. We've got a lot of scores that have come across the scoreboard desk. All right, look at that. We have got the drum line back in studio. We haven't had them back in a little bit. Good to have them back. They've been working hard all week. Grissom 34, Buckhorn 31. Grissom gets a win to close the season. Homecoming for the Tigers and Rich Dutton. They get a win tonight, 34-31 over Buckhorn. Never fear, though, the Bucks are playoff bound. They're going to have to take on Hartselle next week on the road at Hartselle. Going to be a handful there for the Bucks. Boaz over Lee tonight, 21-20. How about this? Huntsville over Hazel Green, 63-7. The Panthers, the Crimson Panthers, are headed to the playoffs next week. They're going to travel to take on Thompson. Thompson, of course, the third-ranked team in Class 7A. That's the 2 seed in the region of death that we like to call it. Hoover, the number 1 seed. They're going to get Bob Jones. Bob Jones traveled to Hartselle tonight. Hartselle takes care of Bob Jones 38-31. Bob Jones made things interesting in the second half in that one. Gave Hartselle a little run for their money. Fort Payne over Cherokee County 35-16. We mentioned Fort Payne going to be at home next week taking on Decatur. Jacksonville and Oxford. Have we got a final there on Jacksonville and Oxford? What we got?
We don't have one right now. I will update you on that shortly.
All right. See, that's how we do it. Bailey now in the hot seat on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. See, that's how we do it. That's how we roll along here on a Friday. Athens and Russellville. Russellville, they're headed to the playoffs next week as well. Have we seen a final there on Athens and Russellville? Has that one gone final?
Athens and Russellville has gone final. It ended up 32-31 Athens.
32-31. Cody Gross and the Athens Golden Eagles getting a win tonight. Congratulations there. Guntersville and Albertville. Guntersville a 49-7 winner over Albertville. And I bring that one up because it is the state's longest running rivalry, Albertville and Guntersville. And if you wanted to know how many times the teams have met, well, we're going to go inside the numbers for that one. So Guntersville came in with the all-time edge in this one, 54-47-6. 54-47-6. So tonight was the 108th meeting, I believe, between the two teams. 108th meeting between the two, between Albertville and Guntersville. And Guntersville gets that win tonight, 49-7. And if you wanted to take it just a little bit further, let's dive into that series. And I believe this series has been dominated by Guntersville. Yeah, Guntersville now has won the last 4 in a row over Albertville. Albertville's last win in the series coming back in 2018. Really, Guntersville has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two schools. North Sand Mountain, Douglas. Douglas the winner tonight over North Sand Mountain, 45-13. Geraldine over Crossville, 42-13. Etowah over Southside Gaston, 42-26. What about Beauregard and Lincoln? Got a lot of eyes on that one.
Beauregard and Lincoln, I've still been looking for an update on that game.
Okay.
I will get back to you on that.
All right, what about Leeds and Center Point? Have we gotten a final on Leeds and Center Point?
Leeds and Center Point, we do not have a final yet.
All right, Sylacauga and Piedmont. Come on, guys.
Sylacauga and Piedmont?
All right, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, look, it's Friday night. A lot of these games could be going on late.
Hey, we do have a final for Piedmont.
All right, what do we got there?
41-20, Piedmont.
All right, Piedmont gets a win over Sylacauga, 41-20. Randolph and Fairview. Randolph a winner tonight, 34-14. Pisgah over North Jackson, 31-30. Lawrence County gets the best of Wilson, 28-27. West Morgan over Haleyville, 55-38. Now, Lexington and Rogers. That is a game that has huge playoff implications. I mean, big-time playoff implications with this one, especially if you are the Brooks Lions. You need Lexington to beat Rogers if you want to have a shot at the playoffs. And do we have a final on that one? I'm going through.
We do.
Okay, what is the score?
And what you predicted, unfortunately, did not happen.
Uh-oh.
Rogers takes it 35-18.
Rogers over Lexington, 35-18. So if I need to look here at the standings, and I'm going to do so here on the fly really fast. I'm going to go inside the numbers. Let's go inside on the Rogers Pirates. I want to find out what exactly that means, because Rogers lost to Brooks. And Brooks, I'm going to figure that one out, because Rogers needed to beat Lexington, and they did. So if my math is correct, I believe Central Florence also got a win last night. Yes, they got a win over Ardmore. So I 256-576-4977. It was a three-way tie, and I know Brooks needed all of that to happen to get into the playoffs. I don't know if that means Brooks is not in or if they're still in, because Central Florence, Rogers, and Brooks all won tonight. So I think it's a little bit more. It's all that state tiebreak rules there. Hansville over East Lawrence, 55-23. Fayette County over Hamilton, 28-8. Sacs over Talladega, 62-24. It is St. John Paul II over Elkmont, 42-14. It is Colbert County over Sullivan, 31-28. Cleveland over Susan Moore, 14-12. Madison Academy and Westminster Christian Academy. Guys, I know we had that one on Zone 2, but what did the final end up being on that one?
Yeah, we were looking at it, and looks like the final turned out to be 49-14, Madison Academy over Westminster.
Oh, okay, good there. Brewer 56, Danville nothing. Gaston over Brindley Mountain 50-6. Plainview over New Hope 36-27. Ranburn over Randolph County 27-18. Whitesburg Christian Academy over Tharptown 49-7. It's Phil Campbell over Red Bay 24-16. Fife over Sylvania 35-14. Remember, that one was close in the beginning. Sylvania actually led that one 14-7 early on, and then Fife just rattles off all those unanswered points to get the win. Vinemont over Holly Pond, 42-22. Marsville Bible, your top-ranked team in 3A, dipping down to the 1A level to take on Linden tonight, 35-6. Of course, Linden, the number 2 ranked team in Class 1A. Waterloo over Vina, 46-8. Hubbardville over Lynn, 44-14. East Limestone. These are Thursday night games, but remember, a couple of those had playoff implications. East Limestone over May Jemison, 45-6. Muscle Shoals over Sparkman, 31-21. Ardmore, Central Florence. Central Florence got a win, 49-41. And again, Brooks over Lauderdale County, 28-7. Colbert Heights over Decatur Heritage, 20-13. It was Collinsville over Valley Head, 27-22. And Hackleburg over Cherokee, 50-8. So that is the list. That's the first time we've been able to get through the entire thing. We still got a few blanks on there, but we're going to get all those taken care of here as we kind of roll along.
We do have an update on the Jacksonville and Oxford game. We did find the score for that.
Okay, what was that one?
So Oxford took it 34-28.
34-28. So the Yellow Jackets get a win tonight. All right, congratulations to them. That's for all of our listeners there on 105.9 WKLS in Gadsden and Anniston. All right, let's get that first break into the evening. When we come back, more from the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford.
After a long, hot summer, there's nothing quite like the cool, crisp mornings of fall in Huntsville, Alabama. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's time to get out there. Whether it's hunting, camping, boating, biking, or kayaking, we've got the F-150 to take you there. It's truck month at Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got 2022 F-150s in stock on the lot, ready for your driveway today. And with your good credit, get financing as low as 2.9% for up to 60 months. This offer ends 10/31. Being the best-selling truck in America for 44 years in a row is no small feat. But I promise you, if you come drive an F-150, you'll understand. Woody Anderson Ford has nearly 100 F-150s to choose from and lots of colors and option packages. One of these is right for you. Truck month at Woody Anderson Ford. Exceptional deals on all our trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. And a great selection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. Woody Anderson Ford, corner of Jordan and Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
Did you know the state's top-ranked private school is here in Huntsville? What about one of the nation's few Orton-Gillingham Academy accredited schools? At Randolph School, our experienced teachers and coaches challenge and nurture students as they prepare for college and life. Our pre-K through 12 school includes Greengate School at Randolph, serving students with dyslexia. Parents, we know that you are your child's biggest advocate, and we invite you to explore your education options. Schedule a tour at randolphschool.net.
AVIQ. Who is AVIQ? AVIQ is audiovisual the intelligent way, where we put our IQ to work for your AV needs. With more than 100 years combined experience in audio, video, and automation, our team of experts is dedicated to one thing: helping you discover technological solutions that make your home special. Once you experience a game or a movie on one of our state-of-the-art home theater systems, you may never leave the house again. AVIQ can build the entire system for you or provide the quality components if you're a do-it-yourselfer. But AVIQ is more than just home theater and state-of-the-art sound systems. We offer a variety of control options for home technology. Energy efficiency, heightened security, and improved quality of life are all attainable through the automation of home systems. Intuitive and user-friendly control is our main priority in designing a system that meets your needs. Don't just take our word for it. You need to see it to believe it. Come visit us at our state-of-the-art showroom on University, just east of Jim and Nick's, across from AT&T, or visit aviqhsv.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Catch the Tide every Saturday. Hi, this is Chris Stewart of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Listen to Alabama football on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Roll Tide.
Welcome back to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show, and we were trying to break it all down in Class 4A. We said Brooks, in order for them to make the playoffs, they needed to get a win. They needed to have Lexington beat Rogers. They needed West Morgan to beat Haleyville. They needed Colbert County to beat Sulligent. All of those happened except for Rogers, which beat Lexington. So Brooks did get a win. Central Florence got a win. Rogers got a win. Now it's just all kinds of mess there in Class 4A. But what did not matter, and it didn't even need to matter, that is the Randolph Raiders got a win tonight as well. They will be at home for sure in round 1 of the playoffs. That we know. They are going to be at home, but we just don't know who they're going to play. Drew DeArmond was on the call tonight and joins us now to recap that game as well. Randolph winners tonight over another playoff team, and that would be Fairview, the Aggies of Fairview. Randolph gets that win tonight, so the Raiders heading into the postseason in style with a 34-14 win over Fairview.
Yep, they did, and they do now know their opponent. The final score with Rogers winning 35-18 over Lexington. It's going to be the Rogers Pirates. Will be traveling to Sports Midfield to take on the Randolph Raiders, so that will be their opponent. Looking forward to that. It should be a great game. Austin Coletti and I will be on the call, and it was senior night tonight. A lot of special seniors being honored for the Raiders, and one of them put on a show. Nick Strong came in with nearly 500 rushing yards and over 900 receiving, and had 2 more touchdown catches and a rushing touchdown. Had a long rushing touchdown called back, but had an outstanding game. Has 29 touchdowns now on the season. Andrew Hunter, 2 touchdowns passing. Also, 2 rushing for him as the Raiders win at 34-14 over a really good Fairview team. Both teams sitting a lot of starters out due to their first-round playoff games and guys being a little nicked up. Also, both teams have been hit with sickness a little bit, especially Randolph. I think they were without up to 16 guys tonight. Didn't have nearly the 50-man roster that they usually do available due to the flu bug going around, Scott. And I've heard it also hit Madison Academy, also hit Huntsville High. So there's been some teams that were shorthanded tonight. Certainly Randolph was, but they overcame it. And you got to give the Raiders a lot of credit. It was a tough loss last week, a physical one, losing the region championship, the 4A Region 8 title to our team of the week, Priceville. Priceville was off this week to recover and get ready for their first-round playoff game. But again, the Raiders bounce back. They get a 34-14 win, balanced offense, and they were able to force 3 turnovers. Had a couple of interceptions. Connor Goodson, the senior safety, got one, and certainly they were able to subdue this Fairview team. And Fairview, to their credit, they fought. They ran the football really well. Young running back Carson Jones had over 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns, and they don't run the same kind of offense as Priceville, but they like to run the football. They like to be physical. It's the same style. And George Redding has been at Fairview 16 years, and they certainly are 7-3. And they've got one of the best first-round matchups. They host the Guntersville Wildcats, and we had a chance to do the Guntersville Wildcat game against Buckhorn earlier this year. Guntersville was very impressive in that game, dropping 52 points and winning at Buckhorn. So that's going to be interesting. That's a really good region that Guntersville is coming out of. And so that Fairview-Guntersville game will probably be one of the better first-round matchups, and I think Rogers and Randolph will also be really good as well in 4A. So that's a couple of good 5A and 4A matchups that we've got that are set now in the playoffs.
Yeah, you want to be heading into the playoffs on the right note. Randolph, it's always tough when you drop that region finale with so much involved in it, so much at stake. But it's good to regroup, kind of redo everything, and head into the playoffs on a win. It's always easier to get the kids to focus coming in off a win.
It is, and the only negative tonight, it was a foot/ankle injury for Grayson Davenport. All-state receiver, set a school record over 1,000 yards receiving, has 70 catches. He went down late in the second quarter and did not return. I think they held him out. It was more of a precaution. They did ice him. Hopefully he's going to be okay. They're going to need him next week. They're going to need William Collins. They're going to need a lot of their banged-up guys back because tonight they had several defensive starters out, when that was one of the reasons Fairview was so effective running the football at times. But again, when they had to, the defense forced turnovers, made plays, and you've got Andrew Hunter and Nick Strong. And so hopefully they'll get get their entire lineup back next week, or at least close to it, and it should be a great matchup with Rogers. And I think Randolph has the capability to make a run because they throw and catch so well, and they're so well coached defensively. But it was good to see them get a win on senior night tonight, 34-14 over the Fairview Aggies.
All right, Central Florence, the other team to earn a playoff berth tonight. They will travel to Priceville for the first round of the playoffs. So you just saw Priceville last week. Central Florence and Priceville have something in common. Both of them put up 70 points against Westminster Christian Academy earlier in the year. So there you go. Yep. All right, good job by you. All right, let's we got Coach waiting. His team was victorious tonight in their season finale, 34-31. Rich Dutton of the Grissom Tigers. It was homecoming for the Grissom Tigers tonight. Coach Dutton joining us now on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all for having us on.
And, this one here, you come right out of the gate swinging. First possession of the game, you throw a little trickeration at Buckhorn, you get on the board, and from there you're able to hold on for the 3-point win.
Yes, sir. We were trying to, being senior night, making sure we've had a lot of quarterbacks throw the ball this season. So we let the senior come back and found a way to let him throw it one more time. Thankfully, it worked, and proud for him.
Well, Coach, kind of who stood out for you tonight? Obviously, the defense had to come up big down the stretch, but who kind of stood out for you tonight?
Number 10, Katie Long, he was hard to deal with and kind of took the game in his hands with the strip score. And, he's just been so intelligent as a defensive lineman and been fun to coach all year long. And number 2, Martin McDonald in the interior of the defense was able to track number 7, who's a phenomenal athlete. And those two together on the defense really held the glue together through that back and forth.
Well, Coach, obviously it's always fun. I mean, if you can't be playing next week, you want to finish this season off on a high note because it does give a little extra juice to get into that weight room, to get that off-season conditioning program going on, and that's the case tonight. You finish up the regular season with a win against Buckhorn, and it gives the young guys a little motivation, a little hunger to be ready for next year.
Hey, I'm just so proud for these seniors to be able to walk off with a win. We've been trying to get this program to be more expecting of that each Friday night. So I'm glad they left that legacy behind. And you're exactly right. The young guys seeing that and seeing that the offseason is important, getting ready to start competing in this region next year.
All right, Coach. Rich Dutton, head coach of the Grissom Tigers. Coach, enjoy this one tonight. Congratulations on homecoming. I don't ever remember a homecoming coming in Week 10. But still, though, you managed to get a win tonight in the last game.
Maybe that's what we got to do from here on out, right?
Yep. Schedule it. Hey, it's not a distraction if it's in Week 10.
Hey, I appreciate the exposure and you guys coming out and spending your time on the Grissom Tigers. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Rich Dutton, head coach of the Grissom Tigers tonight. His team victorious 34-31. And I don't remember having a homecoming being so late in Week 10. Let's run down these scores for you real fast. The ones that we have. Boaz over Lee, 21-20. Huntsville over Hazel Green, 63-7. It was Fort Payne over Cherokee County, 35-16. Hartsville over Bob Jones, 38-31. Decatur over Scottsboro, 17-14. It was Oxford over Jacksonville, 34-28. Athens over Russellville, 32-31. Sardis over Hoax Bluff, 16-14. Gunnersville over Albaville, 49-7. Douglas over North Sand Mountain, 45-13. Geraldine over Crossville, 42-13. Etowah over Southside Gaston, 42-26. Beauregard and Lincoln, have we seen that one?
We're still working on Beauregard and Lincoln, but we do have an update on Asbury versus Woodville.
Yeah, what do we got there?
36-32 Asbury.
All right, Asbury gets a win tonight over Woodville. Now, Asbury's a very young program, but they do get that win tonight, 36-32. Let's keep going on. Piedmont over Sylacauga tonight, 41-20. Randolph over Fairview, 34-14. It was Pisgah over North Jackson, 31-30. Lawrence County over Wilson, 28-27. Haleyville West Morgan tops Haleyville, 55-38. Now, West Morgan, they are headed into the playoffs in round one. West Morgan going to play host to Westminster Christian Academy. Lexington and Rogers. Rogers gets that win, 35-18. They will be at Randolph for round one of the playoffs. Hansville over East Lawrence, 54-23. Fayette County over Hamilton, 28-8. Sachs over Talladega, 62-24. It was St. John Paul II over Elkmont, 42-14. Colbert County over Sulligent, 31-28. Cleveland over Susan Moore, 14-12. Madison Academy tops Westminster Christian, 49-14. Brewer over Danville, 56-0. Gaston over Brindley Mountain, 50-6. Asbury over Woodville, 36-32. White Plains and Westbrook Christian. This one goes the way of Westbrook Christian, 47-27. Plainview over New Hope, 36-27. Ranburne over Randolph County, 27-18. Whitesburg Christian Academy over Tharptown, 49-7. Phil Campbell over Red Bay, 24-16. Fife over Sylvania, 35-14. That one, remember, how about that? Can you believe Fife? Fife trailed 14-7 in that one. They run off 28 unanswered. West End over Glencoe, 25-17. Appalachian and Southeastern. Are we looking? Last time I checked, we have a final on Appalachian and Southeastern. All right, let's move on. Vinemont over Holly Pond, 42-22. Falkville and Winston County. What's our final on Falkville and Winston County?
We're going to looking that up right now, but we did get the Beauregard and Lincoln score.
All right, Beauregard and Lincoln. What do we have on Beauregard and Lincoln?
Was it 28?
28-17
Beauregard.
Oh, wow. All right, I want to go inside the numbers. I want to take a look here.
And then Falkville and Winston County.
Yeah, that's the one.
30-20 Falkville.
All right, Falkville gets a win there, 30-20. Let me take a look here. I want to go in to that Lincoln. I want to see if I can get into the Lincoln region here real fast. And the only reason why I bring that up is because I want to see where the region standings are in that Lincoln one. And I'm going to do so here in just a second here because I'm curious to see what that Lincoln game did. This is for our good friends down there in 105.9 WKLS. And, of course, that is going to be Region 6. That's Lincoln, that's Leeds, Moody, Alexandria, Southside, Gaston. Those are your teams headed to the playoffs out of that region. Leeds, Moody, Alexandria, Southside, Gaston. They are all headed to the playoffs. We're going to go over some of those regions here in just a little bit. But the one region that we wanted to keep an eye on is in Class 4A. That was that Good Hope at Dora, Cherokee County, Aniana, and Etowah. We were trying to see who came out on there because we needed to find out who's going to be at home. Cherokee County, Aniana, and Etowah, two of those teams are going to be at home for the first round of the playoffs. One of those three are going to be on the road at Haleyville. So whoever the 3 seed is out of that region will travel to Haleyville for round one of the playoffs. So that's why we're trying to keep an eye on those.
So we got an update for the Etowah Southside game. We got the score for that, 42-26 Etowah.
Okay, so Etowah does get a win tonight, so that does do them favors. We just got to figure out now, if we remember, like Aniana and Cherokee County, how they all came out. So that'll help us determine the tiebreakers in that region.
We still needed the Southeastern Appalachian score?
Yeah, we're still looking for that one as well.
I think I found it. It looks like it was 39-7. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not the right score. I'm looking at a different one. They have not. They're trying to update us. I'm trying to find a score, but I will keep you updated.
All right, so we've got Plainview 36 over New Hope 27. Ranburne over Randolph County 27-18. Whitesburg Christian over Tharptown 49-7. It was Phil Campbell over Red Bay 24-16. Weston over Glencoe, 25-17. Vinemont over Holly Pond, 42-22. Falkville over Winston County, 30-20. Mars Hill Bible over Linden, 35-6. Waterloo over Vina, 46-8. And we have a lot of these 1A scores. How about Addison getting a 56-0 win over Shoals Christian? Galesville, 54. Talladega County Central, 14. It was Hubbardville over Lynn, 44-14. East Limestone over Mate Jemison. Those were Thursday games, but still, East Limestone over Mate Jemison, 45-6. It's Sparkman and Muscle Shoals. Muscle Shoals grabbing a win, 31-21. Central Florence over Ardmore, 49-41. Brooks over Lauderdale County, 28-7. Colbert Heights over Decatur Heritage, 20-13. Collinsville over Valley Head, 27-22. And it's Hackleburg over Cherokee, 50-8. So those are your scores there. So how do these playoffs look right now? Let's go into the 7A playoff brackets that we have for you, the playoff matchups going on next week. Bob Jones, they have earned a playoff berth. They will travel to Hoover next week. Huntsville is into the playoffs. They will travel to Thompson. Hoover is your number 1 seed in Class 7A Region 3. Thompson is your 2 seed. Huntsville gets the 3 seed. Bob Jones got the 4 seed. Florence will be at home. They get the task of trying to slow down Hewitt-Trussville. And then Austin will take on Vestavia Hills. So if you are keeping track, Hewitt-Trussville is the 5th-ranked team in Class 7A. My bad. Vestavia Hills sitting just outside the polls at number 11. Austin comes in at number 10 in the rankings. Florence comes in at number 7. So Hoover, Thompson, Hewitt-Trussville all into the polls. 3 of those teams in the Class 7A Region 3 are inside the top 10. Is this the year that Class 4A Region 7 makes some, Class 7A Region 4, makes some headway into the playoffs? We'll have to see.
So we got an update on the Appalachian Southeastern game.
All right, what do we...
Turns out there wasn't one.
Okay.
It got canceled.
There we go. That would be why. So, a lot of these teams, sometimes if they don't need to play it, if health is a factor, they are canceling. That's what we saw with Leeds and Center Point. They did not play that one tonight. That was originally supposed to be played. They decided to just cancel it. Buckhorn at Hartselle. These are your Class 6A playoff brackets that we have just right now. We're going to go through more of the 6A ones. Buckhorn's going to be at Hartselle. Hazel Green's going to be at Muscle Shoals. Decatur's going to be at Fort Payne. And Coleman will be at Gadsden City. So those are what we have there in that 6A bracket. Gadsden City, again, going to play in host to Coleman. We've got other 6A stuff that we do want to try to get to. I'm going to try to get to those here on the fly. Clay Chalkville, Center Point, Pinson Valley, and Oxford, they are headed to the playoffs. Oxford going to have to go on the road in the playoffs. Oxford will be a 4 seed in the playoffs. They're going to have to travel to Gardendale for round 1. Mountain Brook will be at home for the playoffs. They should take on Pinson Valley. Clay Chalkville and Center Point will both be at home. Clay Chalkville will get... they're going to get Parker, and Jackson Olin will travel to Center Point for the playoffs. I believe that's how that is going to line up. All right, it is 10:41. Let's get our final break in here. When we come back, it's the 4th quarter on our regular season finale of the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford.
After a long hot summer, there's nothing quite like the cool, crisp mornings of fall in Huntsville, Alabama. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's time to get out there. Whether it's hunting, camping, boating, biking, or kayaking, we've got the F-150 to take you there. It's truck month at Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got 2022 F-150s in stock on the lot, ready for your driveway today. And with your good credit, get financing as low as 2.9% for up to 60 months. This offer ends 10/31. Being the best-selling truck in America for 44 years in a row is no small feat. But I promise you, if you come drive an F-150, you'll understand. Woody Anderson Ford has nearly 100 F-150s to choose from and lots of colors and option packages. One of these is right for you. Truck Month at Woody Anderson Ford. Exceptional deals on all our trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. And a great selection of Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned vehicles. Woody Anderson Ford, corner of Jordan and Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
Did you know the state's top-ranked private school is here in Huntsville? What about one of the nation's few Orton Gillingham Academy accredited schools? At Randolph School, our experienced teachers and coaches challenge and nurture students as they prepare for college and life. Our pre-K through 12 school includes Green Gate School at Randolph, serving students with dyslexia. Parents, we know that you are your child's biggest advocate, and we invite you to explore your education options. Schedule a tour at randolphschool.net.
With over 25 years of appliance experience, Mike Owen and the good folks at Owen Home Appliance are known for their great selection of used appliances. But did you know that they now carry new appliances as well? Brands like Frigidaire, GE, Sharp, Danby, Samsung, Z-Line, and yes, Speed Queen Laundry is available at Owen Home Appliance. Plus, they have recliners so you can relax and watch the game. Give Mike a call at 256-754-5052 or head down to the store at 11 Union Hill Road in Somerville. Owen Home Appliance. They'll treat you right.
YKTA wants you to join their team. YKTA is currently adding machine maintenance and die maintenance positions to their fast-growing company. YKTA has new improved work schedules with built-in days off. Pay range is $25 to $33 based on experience and additional shift differential. And YKTA has opportunities for increased pay above top range through advanced skills training. Apply today at yktal.com/careers. YKTA is an equal opportunity employer.
Football season is here, and as always, the best place to catch every game is downtown at Humphreys Bar and Grill. Humphreys is celebrating by bringing back their game day football specials. $2.75 Miller Lite, Coors Light, Yingling, and $3.50 Yellowhammer Gold Pints. $4 Fireball shots. Anytime football is on. And don't forget football trivia every Sunday night at 6. The best place to catch all the games all season long is downtown at Humphreys Bar and Grill.
Southeastern Conference Commissioner Greg Sankey is coming to the Huntsville Museum of Art on Thursday, November 10th. He will sit with Abraham Madcore, the executive editor of Sports Business Journal, for an interview about issues in college football, such as conference realignment, playoff expansion, and name, image, and likeness. This event is part of the museum's Voices of Our Times series, dedicated to bringing in experts in the arts, entertainment, politics, and sports. For more information, visit hsvmuseum.org.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
The best in local sports talk from the 256. We are local.
When you're number one, you don't have to worry.
We are award-winning. Thank you for listening. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You'll be set for life.
All right, welcome back to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford. Welcome into our Week 10 edition. It is the regular season finale edition. And next week, we're going to be joining you with round 1 of the playoffs. My, I tell you what, it just feels like yesterday that we put the ball on the tee for the very first time and kicked off Week 0. Now, we have had a few bumps and bruises along the way, but it just feels like we're only a couple weeks into it, man. We blinked, and this season is done as far as the regular season goes. If you are on the way to the playoffs, that is a good thing. And our next guest on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show hotline has gotten his team back into the playoffs. And it has been just a few minutes. It's been a little bit since they've been able to say that they are playing in the postseason. But the Huntsville Crimson Panthers are indeed headed back to the playoffs. And they are headed back to the playoffs for the first time since 2017. And their head coach, Mark Fleetwood, joining us on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show. Coach, congratulations on the 63-7 win tonight over Hazel Green, and congratulations on capturing that playoff berth last week when you wrapped that one up.
Thank you very much. We're excited. I was, it was of course, you say you snap your fingers and the season's over, but, I think we grew as a team, and, we dealt with a little bit of adversity along the way, and I was really, really proud last week of how we went into the Austin game with our backs against the wall, and we're able to come out with a victory and hadn't beaten them in a while, and then tonight to finish the season. And, these seniors, it's really incredible for them. These guys as ninth graders did not win a game their ninth grade year, and to work the way they did and to come together and, go through some of the adversity they went through during their high school career, it's really a tribute to those guys and the way they hung in there and worked hard.
Well, Coach, this team was really what got this team to where it is tonight, headed to the playoffs, a 3-game regular season stretch, which saw 3 straight wins, which saw you get 2 region wins over Bob Jones and Albertville. That Bob Jones game proven to be crucial down the stretch, especially in all of those tiebreakers.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And we had lost one the week before to James Clemens, a close one. And so, you come back from that. And, of course, a year ago, the year before, we had done the same thing, lost 2 close games. But the guys really hung in there. And, we got stronger in that Bob Jones game as it went. And, that turned out to be really critical.
Well, Coach,
in you making the playoffs.
Yeah, and let's talk about tonight. You get that win over Hazel Green. Who kind of shined for you tonight?
Well, we had quite a few. Carlin Long ran the ball really well, which meant up front as an offensive unit, our offensive line, they really blocked well tonight. And Jax McClung had a really good game. He had 3 touchdown passes. I think it was Huck Hensley had 1, and Cam White had 1. Alex Moore had 1. And then Carlin had 4 touchdowns rushing, and one of them was an 85-yard run right before the half. So, quite a few people did some good things, and then defensively we were able to stop the running game, and they got us on one. I think we busted a coverage there in the first half, but after that we really settled down, and the guys went in there with the idea that we needed some momentum to go to the playoffs.
And that's indeed, it's easier to kind of get the guys motivated when you come in off a win headed to the playoffs. That's the case. Huntsville, a 63-7 winner tonight over Hazel Green. Coach, do you like the direction this team is headed into the postseason?
Yeah, I do, and I just like the way we've practiced this year, the way these guys have had a goal, and we had a little adversity on the way to meeting this goal, and they stuck with it, and so it's a tribute to our players and the assistant coaches, and getting the guys ready each week, and these guys coming to practice and not just going through the motion, and working at where they wanted to go, and that was a playoff. So I'm proud of them. We ended up, I think, the third seed in our region.
All right. Coach Mark Fleetwood, head coach of the Huntsville Crimson Panthers, joining us on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show hotline. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Congratulations on getting to the playoffs next week. You draw Thompson in round 1. Going to be a tough task.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? It's Friday night, and it's another time. You kick it off and let's go. And I look forward to the challenge of going down there, getting our guys ready, and going down there and playing a great game and winning the game.
All right, Coach, congratulations on that, and best of luck next week in the playoffs.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Huntsville High head coach Mark Fleetwood joining us on the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show hotline. And, again, his team 63-7 winners tonight over Hazel Green. And, indeed, they are headed to the playoffs next week to take on Thompson. Other scores from across the night, Fort Payne over Cherokee County, 35-16. Hartselle over Bob Jones, 38-31. I want to get, Decatur over Scottsboro, 17-14. That's where I want to go next, though, is the Class 5A playoff first-round games that we have set for you. East Limestone will be at Arab next week in the playoffs. You got Brewer going to be at Scottsboro. Guntersville will be at Fairview. And then Boaz will be at Russellville. So let's dive in here to the Arab Knights, and let's find out a little bit more about Arab. They have had one special season. Their only trip up came back on the 23rd of September when they fell 21-0 to Fort Payne, a Class 6A setback. But Arab will take on East Limestone. It'll be just the third all-time meeting between the two teams. The series is tied at 1. So next week, Arab will be into the playoffs. Let's take a look at that for the playoffs. It's the third straight trip for the playoffs. Now, for Arab, they have not notched a playoff win since 2010. They've been to the playoffs in 21 and 20. They got to the playoffs in 16, 14, 12, and 2010. That was their last playoff win. In fact, going back to all the way back to 1960, the Arab Knights have just one playoff win in school history, that coming in 2010. As the furthest Arab has been in the playoffs, the second round, that was under Watt Parker back then in 2010. Leon, the head coach there of the Arab Knights. And again, Arab into the 5A playoffs. They will be at home taking on East Limestone. Scottsboro is going to be at home, and they're going to take on Brewer. What a fantastic season it's been for Scottsboro. But how about the Brewer Patriots getting into the playoffs? Let's take a look here at Brewer and go inside the numbers. Brewer going to be traveling to Scottsboro, and Brewer, if Brewer is able to knock off Scottsboro next week, it would be their first ever playoff win in school history. The last time the Patriots have been to the playoffs, that was coming back in 2018. Then before that, you've got to go all the way back to 1999 for the Brewer Patriots. They've only been in the playoffs 3, 4, 5 times. This is their sixth trip in school history to the playoffs for Matt Plunkett and crew. All right, so there you go. Guntersville is going to be at Fairview, and Boaz will be at Russellville. Those are your 5A playoff matchups. So, again, 256-576-4977. You can give the show a call. We got a few more minutes here. Oxford over Jacksonville, 34-28. It is Athens over Russellville, 32-31. It is Sardis over Hoax Bluff, 16-14. Guntersville over Albertville, 49-7. Douglas over North Sand Mountain, 45-13. It is Geraldine over Crossville, 42-13. Etowah over Southside Gadsden, 42-26. Beauregard over Lincoln, 28-17. Piedmont over Sylacauga, 41-20. Randolph over Fairview, 34-14. Pisgah over North Jackson, 31-30. Lawrence County over Wilson, 28-27. Haleyville and West Morgan, 55-38. West Morgan winners tonight. Rogers over Lexington, 35-18. It is Hansville over East Lawrence, 54-23. It was Fayette County over Hamilton, 28-8. Sachs over Talladega, 62-24. It It is St. John Paul II over Elkmont, 42-14. Culver County over Sullivan, 31-28. Cleveland over Susan Moore, 14-12. West Madison Academy over Westminster Christian Academy, 49-14. Brewer over Danville, 56-0. Gaston over Brindley Mountain, 50-6. Asbury over Woodville, 36-32. Westbrook Christian over White Plains, 47-27. And there you go. There's the whistle. That is the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show presented by Woody Anderson Ford. Our regular season finale is in the books. Next week, when we convene, we will have our playoff edition. It just means a little bit more in the playoffs. Teams from across North Alabama begin their journey to try to capture that blue map starting next week. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all the coaches. Thanks to all the scorers. Thanks to the North Alabama High School Football Scoreboard Show staff for making this all happen tonight. We'll be back at it next week right here in the 97.7 ESPN The Zone studios. Big thanks to 105.9 WKLS and 100.1 FM WLAY. We'll see everybody next week.
After a long, hot summer, there's nothing quite like the cool, crisp mornings of fall in Huntsville, Alabama. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's time to get out there. Whether it's hunting, camping, boating, biking, or kayaking, we've got the F-150 to take you there. It's truck month at Woody Anderson Ford, and we've got 2022 F-150